Hi Woodham TeachMeet, it's Mike from googleineducation.com and also teacherstraining.com.au. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to create a self-grading assessment. Now Google have a whole range of tools that they've created, which is kind of like Microsoft Office. So we have the equivalent of Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and they're all free to schools to use. Now what you need to do is you need to go and get yourself a free Google account to access these tools. And once you've done that and you've signed in, then you'll notice that you have all these options across the top just here. The one that you want to click on to get all your extra programs is Drive, or it might say Documents for you. Once you click on that, you'll see a screen that looks like this. You might not have any documents there yet, but you'll see a big Create button and an Upload button and so on. Now, once you're at this point, what we need to do is we need to click on the big Create button, and we're going to click on Form. Now, this is where we write our questions and we design our test. And so we're just going to give our form a name, or our test a name. And I'm going to write the first question. Okay, so I'm just going to say, what's the capital of New South Wales, which is one of the states here in Australia. I'm going to make this a multiple choice question, and I'm going to put in a couple of answers. And I'm just hitting enter every time to get a new option there. So then I'm going to make this a required question. That means if the student doesn't answer the question, they won't be able to submit the test to me. And I'm going to click on Done. Now, once I've done that, I can access the next question by clicking on the Edit button. But because I've got some questions here that I can just quickly change, I'm just going to change here, the New South Wales, to South Australia, and I'm going to click Done, and I'm just going to duplicate that one more time. What else have I got? Brisbane. So let's just change that to Queensland, and click Done again. So you can just keep multiplying, duplicating your questions down, and you can see how you can do that really easily. Now, one of the questions obviously we want to put in there is, what is your name? So I'm just going to do that. Now that's obviously going to be a text answer, and once again make that required question and click Done. Now you'll notice that I've run out of questions here, and you'll also notice that the name is in the wrong spot. So just by clicking and dragging, I can drop that up the top, and I'm just going to click Add an Item. Now this is going to be a text question again, because I'm going to ask them what their email address is and make that required and so on. Now here's the thing with these. We're not using these tests as a way to be lazy. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create an opportunity for us to give immediate feedback in the classroom, which is one of the fundamental building blocks of student engagement and motivation. Now, this test here is looking a little bit plain, so if I wanted to, I could click on the theme just here, and you'll notice that it will give us 97 different templates that we can apply. I'm just going to pick one at random. Here's some books. And so it will show me what it will look like, and then I'm just going to click Apply. So once we've written our test, and you can just keep adding items by clicking here, and there's a few other things that you can do, but I don't really have time to show you. Once we've done all that, what I'm going to do is we're just going to click on More Actions over here, and I can embed, so I can get the embed code, and I can put that into a class blog or into a class website, or what I could also do is just email the test out. Now, as a school, what you can do is the whole school can go Google. It's a completely free option for you, and it's a lot more, I guess it's a lot safer, and you get to put a lot more rules and regulations around what the students can and can't do with their Google accounts. But if you emailed this to a student who had a Google account at the school, they'd be able to answer the test right inside their email and wouldn't need to go to another site, so you wouldn't actually need to embed the questionnaire or the test into a website at all. Now, once we go back to our dashboard, you'll see that everything automatically updates. You would have noticed there's no save button. That's because Google saves everything. So basically what we do is we click on the test that we've created, and you'll see that it opens up a spreadsheet. Now, it always does that because we want all our information automatically put into a spreadsheet. Once we've done that, we can click on Form and we can edit the form and go back and change it if we wanted to, or we could go to the live form and we could fill out some of the answers. So I'm going to do this a couple of times and then I'll get back to you in a second. So you'll see here, I've just put in a few answers and it's got my name there, and I've just randomly typed in an email and the answers that I've got. The next thing we want to do is we want to insert a script so that Google will mark it for us. Now the script that we need is called Flubberoo, so that's spelled F-L-U-B-A-R-O-O. So we just click search for that, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to install that script. Alright, so notice that once we have installed it, we'll get the opportunity to authorize it. That's just saying that they're going to be able to add things to our account. So once we've done that, you'll now notice that Flubberoo is now sitting up here, and to mark the test, all we do is click on Flubberoo and then grade assignment. Okay, so you'll notice that there is a few options for us. The first one is name, and that tells us that we identify student. Then we've got some options here where we can grade the type of answers we want based on how many points, or we could actually skip that question. Just for ease sake, I'm going to keep all of those at 1 point each question. Alright, so the next step is, it says to us what is the correct answer. So which is the one that Google's going to mark it against. So I've just clicked to the first one, which I know is correct, and click continue. And now you'll see that Flubberoo is off creating the assignment for us. A couple of things that I want you to notice, that when you have this, we've got a possible number of points up here at 3. We got an average of 1 out of 3. You can see here that we have each of the different individual answers, and if we can here it's got all the questions, but you'll see the two answers here, 2 questions are in orange, but this one's not. If you have a question that's in orange, what that tells you is that more than 60% of the class got it wrong. So when we do this as immediate feedback, we can immediately know what concepts the students are struggling with. Now, one thing that I need to mention about this is that because Google marks it against your answers, if you do text-based answers, if they spell it wrong, they'll get it wrong. So it's better to keep this to just multiple choice, or if you want to use a combination of multiple choice and text-based answers, then what you need to do is just skip the grading of the text-based ones and then you mark it your own. So hopefully that's been a great resource to you. Moved very quickly. I normally take about 45 minutes to explain that. But if you'd like any more information about how to do these things, by all means jump over to googleineducation.com and you can access some more information about how you can use Google to motivate, manage and engage your students.